Hello everyone, so I hope you guys are liking this series till now. In this video, we are going to talk about list. We have already, talked about vectors. So if you have not seen that video, you can check that out. So list is very similar to vector. So that's why it's going to be a very short video because most of the functions or methods that list has, we have already discussed in the vector video. So why at all a different container if it is almost similar to the vector? So one major, change or difference is that it is non-contiguous. So in the vector, we saw that it was contiguous. For example, all the elements were stored in a contiguous memory space. So suppose this is 2, right? So if we want to get this element, we can just simply do v of 2 because it is at the 0th index. But that is not the case in case of list because it is not stored in a contiguous memory location. You can think of it as a linked list where it is stored in different locations. So you cannot have a random access of the element. You can only traverse it in sequentially. Okay, so this can be either bidirectional or unidirectional. That means double linked list or a single linked list. So what are the advantages? The major advantage is getting the element and deleting the element or inserting the element once you know the possession. For example, suppose if you remember, we saw insert function in the vector. Suppose we insert some element here, right? So this is not a O of 1 operation because all the elements it has to kind of shift to one place. Same is the case for deletion. But lists are pretty fast when it comes to deletion or insertion when you know the position. So you need to actually take a call when you are coding whether you would like to go with a vector or list, depending on how frequent you would know the exact position. For example, if you have a use case where you always need the first element to be inserted or deleted or something like that, then you can go with the list because it comes in pretty handy and it is also very fast. So having introduced the topic, let's get into the common functions that are there. Most of them are common to the vector, but let's jump into it and quickly go through it. So so the list declaration is also even very similar. An empty list can be declared like this, where you just give the type and you know uh, you just give the type and the list name. So it is also very similar to the vector that we already saw. You can also check out the video for other kind of declarations. For example, if you just want to initialize it, you can just give something like that, right? 1 2 3. So it will create a list of 3 numbers and add these 1 2 3 to it. Okay, then let's go through the list function. The major difference is how we traverse it. So first we'll just go through these functions quickly and I'll tell you how you can traverse the list. So L1.size function we have already seen, right? It returns the size. Like in this case, it will return 3. Then front will give the front element, so it will return 1. Back will give the back element, so it will return 3. Now push back, this function also we saw in case of vectors, right? So if you already have some list of 1 2 3 and you do pushback, it will add at the last. So in this you need to give what element you are giving. So this x is nothing but the element that you want to add. Similarly this actually has to be push front, right? So similarly pushback will add at the last and push front will add at the beginning. Right, like push back and push front, we also have pop back and pop front. When you do pop back, it will remove the last element. When you do pop front, it will remove the first element. Then we have a sort function, L1.sort. So as the name suggests, it will just sort the array in the ascending order. So don't confuse it with the algorithm sort. We also have a STL algorithm sort, so that is different from this one. That we'll see later on when we'll start the algorithm lessons. So it will simply, if you have this element, it will simply give 1 2 3. Then L1 dot unique. So what it does is, suppose if you have duplicates, right, so it will return a list, or it will actually remove the duplicates from the list. So one condition for using this unique is it only works with a sorted array. So it only checks the consecutive elements. For example, if you have 2 here and 2 somewhere here, so it will not remove it, because it always checks continuously. So that's why if you want to use this method, right, you need to first call the sort function if your array is not already sorted. Then other function is remove. So if I just give, suppose my list is, okay, let me just get some space, right. uh, yeah, okay. So suppose my list is 1 2 3 2 3 2, something like that, and I give remove L1 dot remove 2. So it will remove all the occurrences of 2. Then insert, we already saw this insert function in the vector, right? So in insert, we just need to give the position, whatever the position is, and then the element, right? So this also works when you give the 3 parameters, that is position, count, and element. Okay, suppose my list is something like that, 1 2 3 4, and I say that, okay, I want to insert at the second position, I want to insert 3 occurrences, and I want to insert 11. So this will be L1 dot begin plus 2, plus you want 3 occurrences and element 7. So what it'll do is it'll have 7 7 7. Okay, so here it works in 2 ways, where you can just add one occurrence, so you can simply use this format. If you want to add multiple occurrences, you can just give position, comma, count, and comma what the element is. So yes, this is how insert works. Then reverse. Reverse is also, as the name suggests, it will just reverse the list. Then empty, it is a boolean return. So if you just say L1 dot empty, it will either return it will either return true or false. Then erase. Erase also has a parameter wherein you give the position. So it also works in 2 ways. Okay, so either you can just erase a single element. So if you just give suppose L1 dot erase and some position, it will erase that positions element. Or you can also give a range. So if you want to give a range, you need to give the start and end plus 1. Okay, so it will delete the elements from start till end. Then merge. So merge is merge also works on the sorted lists. You can actually give 2 sorted lists and merge it into one. Then swap. Swaps the elements of one list to another. So if you have 2 lists, right, it will the second list will have first list's element and vice versa. Then resize to some element. So you can actually fix the size of the list, resize it. So resize can either increase your size or reduce your size. So for suppose if you want to reduce your size, if the list is of 6 elements, right, and you want to resize it to 3, so it will remove the extra 3 elements. And if you have a list of size 6 and you want to resize it to 10, it will add 4 empty positions. Okay, then L1 dot begin and L1 dot end. So this we already talked about in the vectors, right? So similarly, if you have a list, suppose 1 2 3 4 5, so if you go L1 dot 1, it will return you the first element's position, and L1 dot end will return you some position after the last element. So this actually comes in pretty handy when you are uh, you are traversing the list. So these are the common functions. Now let's quickly jump into how we can actually traverse the list. So it differs from the vector because in this case it is non-contiguous, right? Okay, so now let's look into the traversal. Okay, so traversal is pretty easy, but it differs in a way. So you'll just have a loop. Yeah, before this I'll tell you how to declare the iterator. So for declaring the iterator, right, you need it of the list type. So this will be common for every container, right? If you need a map or a set, this first part will be deferred. Then you have two colons, then you'll say iterator IT or anything, right? This is how you will declare the iterator. You can also, if you're trying it in for loop, right, you can also say auto IT. So it will kind of automatically find out what kind of iterator you need, but it's always a good practice to declare it like that. So if you're doing it like that, first you need to give the start index, right? So we already saw that it is L1 dot begin, right? Then how far it should go, IT is not equal to L1 dot end. So we already saw that, right? It is a position after the last element. Then you will do IT plus plus. Okay. So as this is a kind of pointer, the element will be, so this is the position or address. This is not actually the element. So you'll just give star of IT. Okay. So yeah, this is the only difference the major difference what we have from vector, because vector, if you remember, we could just do v of I, right, and we could just have a I integer variable. Apart from that, this list is fairly simple, so I'm not actually going to make a hands-on video. If you feel a little discomfortable, just go and watch the vector hands-on video and code it together, like try to apply the list functions instead of vector, and you'll get the hang of it. I hope you like the video. Bye bye.